It's yapping time. Alright, so this is a remake of a video that I posted a week ago or so, I think, and I apologize to anyone that watched the video that are still subscribed, because I recognized that that video was clickbaity, and I didn't really think about how people would just probably hate the fact that I just went on a whole tangent and just went really personal on stuff that nobody asked for. This time I actually want to make the video on what it's really about, which is, like I had originally intended in that last video, it's on how I feel like modern society is ruining my generation, especially milestones, big milestones, for most people. It really sucks knowing just that there's people right now, like myself, that are living with our parents in our late 20s and even 30s, I've heard. And that's just absurd. That was unheard of, I feel like, in past generations, like the boomers, for example. Like that their whole thing was that once they hit 18 or so, they were able to get an apartment after working for a few years while they were still in high school or even during college. Like, they were able to save up enough to get an apartment or something like that and just keep living life, you know, with no issue. Also, I mentioned that relationships are also really hard to get now because of just how the perception people have on both sides with what success is, and like everyone just cares about attractiveness and how young you are. Like there's that whole craze like on looks maxing and all this crap, and there's a lot of factors that are contributing to people's misery and just depression and existentialism and all of this nihilism, all of these like really dark, and like also just people not being religious too. Like, I never thought that, like, honestly, I never thought that I was not alone in feeling and believing in nihilism and seeing through the veil that is religion, because I never thought that religion was something that was an opiate to the people. And I think it was Karl Marx. This was a while ago that I heard this, but it stuck with me though, because it's very true. It's very true how religion was really the best cope that's existed in human history, really. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy to believe that for thousands of years, religion and just the simple belief of thinking that we have a purpose due to a higher being waiting for us, either like in heaven or hell. It just also made people really think twice on the decisions they made, because the concept of heaven and hell, that was enough to make most people conform and be straightened out and you know, just being the best version of themselves that they could. At the end of the day, we really are just simple creatures. Like, just because we're highly intelligent and we can communicate with each other doesn't mean that we still aren't victim to our primitive instincts. There's a reason why you see in a lot of stories, you start to see, depending on how many you've seen, you start to see a pattern that it's very there's a very limited amount of things that we can really cover about the human condition and like emotions and stuff, because it's universal, really. We have evolved outwardly, like in terms of like technology and medicine and quality of life, like especially quality of life, of course. I mean, look at all we have now. But when it comes to mentally, I don't know. I feel like that's something that we have been cursed with since since the first ever person, Adam and Eve or whatever. Since that, we've been cursed with that. And See, I'm sorry. I went on a whole tangent, but I feel like it's insightful and it makes sense with what I'm trying to say. That society is, um, it's falling apart. I don't have to. It doesn't take a genius to realize that, unless you're living under a rock, of course. Then society is, everything is fine. But I personally am just, I hate that toxic positivity and just, you know, deluding yourself to the extreme of just thinking that everything is okay, and just, I don't know, like I really am. I think I mentioned this probably once or twice in previous videos, but right now I'm living with my parents that are like past their 60s, and they are now retired, and their attitude towards life and towards me is now just, you know, just putting their head in the sand and just thinking that everything is okay, while not even trying to comprehend what I'm going through. And it's just like, saying that it pisses me off is putting it lightly. It's just, oh man. But it's ironic because like them as parents, like they would be like, oh, why can't our kids listen? Why can't they understand that we're trying to do things for their own good? But at the same, like, I'm actually experiencing that, and I'm not even a parent. And my mom has actually said that I'm acting like as if I've already lived, like as if I'm already old or something, like, you know, like an elderly person. And I might as well be. Like, she's not wrong. I mean, the amount of stress and the amount of bullshit that I'm dealing with already at a young age is, it's unfair. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's just unfair how my generation, like, and it's just even more sad knowing that there's people that actually did everything correctly, like even include, like, and I say that because I didn't fall for the whole 4 year of school thing, but that's a very personal decision. But it's like, I respect people that go for it, but at the same time, it's like, just knowing that there's people out there right now that are struggling to get a job, and put blood, sweat, and tears and thousands of dollars into a degree that they can't even get a job in because they weren't the best at it. And it's like, why are things getting so extremely competitive? And why can't people just get away with the bare minimum? Like, why is that the case now? It's absurd. It's yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I've seen memes here and there on Instagram about how people, like, jokingly, quote unquote, are waiting for like the big explosion, the big reset to happen in the world or in their lifetime. And that's just like that's just enough is said there with how most of our mental state is, and how, like, I'm just seeing that a lot of people are genuinely tired with the system and just with the routine. And like, because people are really noticing, and people are losing faith. It's no joke out there, man. I mean, life has never been a joke, but people are recognizing, like myself, we really are starting to kind of see it as if it really is a whole circus that we're living in. I mean, I don't know if I can even mention his name, but the Steen files, they have, I don't even know what to call that. Like, I don't know if that was like the best or worst thing that has happened to my generation or the world in general to be exposed to, but yeah, that's just, oh man, I don't know how we're gonna recover after being exposed to something like that was once just conspiracy theories. But yeah, so I'll probably I feel like I have way more to say about society, but I'll just keep making videos, of course, just because I mean, you could really go on for a long time about just the ins and outs and like every little problem, but for now, that's all I have to say, because I don't want to make these videos too long, because I mean, people have shit to do still. People have stuff to worry about. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.